today.
With the homesteading. Yeah, yeah. You could, like I said, do online. It's very easy. Whatever you want, just swing by the downtown and drop it off right away. So that way you won't forget, because you know.
Today.
With the homesteading. Yeah, yeah. You could, like I said, do online. It's very easy. Whatever you want, just swing by the downtown and drop it off right away. So that way you won't forget, because you know. Okay, so here's your note here. Promise to pay note, okay? And again, it shows your loan amount. New American Funding. I'll give it back to you, Joyce. You wanna grab the pen right there for Joyce? Thank you. Tax, they're setting up your escrow account for 12 months as your payment ladder, your insurance up front of $4,000. I'll give it back to you, Joyce. You wanna grab the pen right there for Joyce? Thank you. Okay, so here's your note here. Promise to pay note, okay? And again, it shows your loan amount. New American Funding 19.
Yeah, something can happen to my mind when it comes to thinking about more things. You said 19, huh?
The 19. Okay, so here's your note here. Promise to pay note, okay? And again, it shows your loan amount. New American Funding
Today.
with the homesteading. Yeah, yeah. You could, like I said, do online. It's very easy. Whatever you want, just swing by the downtown and drop it off right away. So that way you won't forget, because you know.
All right, all right, all right. For those of you who are perpetuating your sales in tenancy, just making those generous contributions on a monthly basis, help me understand this 2026, what is stopping you from financially forward thinking? As we have what? A credit repair specialist here in studio to help us understand how you can jump over this hurdle. The major challenge that impedes most people getting the financial assistance they loan. Yesterday we had what? We had the mortgage expert, and today we are bringing what? The credit expert online. So there we go. We have Donnie. Well, thank you, Donnie. We also want to thank our special guest out there, Donnie Brown, for joining us. Donnie, helps people to what? To understand their credit reports and what they challenge information that may be wrong. So if this is you, give Donnie a call. The information on your report may be wrong, it may be old, or it may be unfair. And so this is what Donnie do. Donnie, thank you for coming on our show today.
Thank you, William.
All right, all right. Okay, so let's go on to our first slide here. Guiding your journey to financial freedom. Donnie, your company is called what? Donnie Brown Credit Repair Services.
Yes. Yeah. I'm just a sole proprietorship. I work on my own.
Okay, now,
That way I can go ahead and take care of my clients individually. So there's no other people involved, and I get hands-on with them.
so what is your main goal, Donnie? I mean, help us understand.
My main goal is to get people qualified for either mortgages, which is my main business. 95% of my business is getting qualified to buy a home, and the other ones are for buying a car, and also getting good interest rates on credit cards, and yeah, just fixing the credit up. Helps everybody, and you need a good credit score no matter what you do.
So, Donnie, I mean, help us understand. I mean, how can someone get started?
Well, is all they have to do is give me a call, and I'll take some information from them, and then we'll set up I'll talk to them and see what they know about their credit, if they've been able to view it, if they've been denied for things, and so forth. And then I will set up a time where I'll go in and I'll go into the credit bureau's websites and I create an account with them and I can see their credit in real time. And the nice thing about my system, how it works, is that there is no hard inquiry. I'm not looking at credit scores. I can see credit scores on other sites, but I just need to see what the negative and your positive information is that's reporting to the credit bureaus. And every time I log in, I'm able to see it in real time. It's not, 4 days behind, 5 days behind, like a lot of these sites are. Credit Karma, they're way behind, 7, 6 days behind. So I can see everything in real time. So actually, when I start fixing you up, is what I do is after the dispute process has been done, the negative items have been removed, then I can go in and I can see exactly how your credit's reporting. And then I give a go ahead to William, any other mortgage brokers that have sent me deals, and I give them the go ahead to pull a bureau and get their new scores and start the process of buying a home.
All right, all right. I mean, you are hearing it from the credit expert. Yesterday we had what? The mortgage expert. But what? Yeah, in studio today is our special guest, Donnie Brown, credit consultant, live at what? 612-229-7648. And we are here to what? Share how to clear the path to what? Your
Financial
dream
freedom.
home and financial freedom. So let us look at what? Slide 2. How can he help? What types of negative items can your team or you, as you say, help
Well,
people review?
there's many collection companies. There's two type of collection companies. There's a third party collector who is collecting for the original creditor, and there's debt buyers. The major debt buyers are buying up $100,000 of debt every week. And so they reporting on your bureau, it may be inaccurate. This might be too old, or the dollar amount is not correct, what they're trying to collect on. That is a violation. So you got Fair Credit Reporting Act violations, and you have FDCPA violations. The FDCPA violations are the collection companies. Also, there's late payments being reported. I mean, what did I have today? 6 new clients today, and 3 out of the 6 had late payments that were reporting from their credit cards, their auto loans, and so forth. And a lot of my clients, it wasn't their fault. Either something happened with auto pay and there was a glitch in the system where it didn't get paid. So my job is to go ahead and and take care of these. So I'll go ahead and dispute them with the credit bureaus and see if we can go ahead and get those things taken off. There's charge-offs. So you have when an original creditor has a loan out to you and you stop paying on it and they can't contact you anymore, is what they'll do is they'll charge off the debt. But is what they'll do is they'll keep the balance owing on there. So you're showing a charge off, and all of these negative things preclude you from purchasing a home because your credit score is down in the 500s. Foreclosures really don't report anymore. They used to, especially seconds. But car repossessions and identity theft. I'm an expert in car repossessions and identity theft. The reason I am in identity theft was because I was a victim of identity theft myself. So every single person I've helped that had identity theft, I have gotten every single item taken off of their credit bureaus. Um, the car repossessions. When they repossess your car, they have to do a few things. They have to sell your vehicle at auction. They have to report the deficiency amount. And most repossessed cars, they don't do that. They just keep on your credit bureau what you owe them at the time of repossession. So they're violating. And I get a lot of car repossessions taken off.
So, Donnie, I mean, why is it important to check these items? I mean, help us understand.
Well, everybody needs to check their credit at least once a month. But there's so many sites that you can check your credit on. Like if you have a Wells Fargo credit card, they have an app. They report to Experian, or you can see your credit bureau. Credit Karma has TransUnion and Equifax, but they use Advantage scores. Advantage scores are a lot different than FICO scores. The the people that pull your bureaus for a credit card, for a mortgage, for a car loan, they're going to pull FICO scores. So when you're looking at your scores on Credit Karma, they're not real scores. I mean, they're a lot lower, or they could even be higher. I've seen them differ 100 points from a FICO score. So it's very important to keep tabs on your credit so you can monitor it. And that's one of my things that I do. So when I work on people and I get them qualified, I give them the passwords and the usernames for all three credit bureaus. They can check their credit every day if they want, but you should monitor your credit every month um, so you can stay on pace and your credit score doesn't lower.
All right, all right. I mean, for those of you who are perpetuating your sales in tendency, just making those generous contributions on a monthly basis. I mean, help me understand this 2026. What is stopping you from financially forward thinking? We talked about wealth strategy yesterday, building generational wealth. Because even Proverbs says a good man leaves an inheritance for his children and children unborn. So you wouldn't want to be what? Working double back to back, all of the shifts your employer can afford. And then at the end of the day, dumping the money into the bank account of another man. I mean, make that make sense. But let us look at what? Our third slide. As we have what? The credit expert, yeah. Can you explain how your process works, Donnie? I mean, help us understand.
I can, and I think there's going to be other slides too going forward that are going to kind of tap on what I'm going to say now. So, is what I do is I charge a one-time fee, and it's my one-time fees included until you're qualified. And the other bureaus or the other credit uh, companies is what they do is they charge a subscription and they charge you monthly and they keep you on the hook for as long as they can. I just talked to a gal today who's been with a credit repair company for 2 years. She paid them a lump sum of $2,000. They have not done one thing for her. They keep telling her, just hang on, hang on, hang on. Well, that's not the way I work. So as what I do is, and like I said before, you give me a call, I call you, and we'll go over your credit, what you think it is, if you've seen it before. And then is what I'll do is set up the appointment, and we'll go ahead and log into the credit bureaus, and I'll see exactly what's going on. So then is what I do is, if I can help you, there's people that I can't help. And I tell them honestly, I'm very honest and professional. I'm sorry, I can't help you. Just had one last week that was $40,000 in the debt. And I'm not going to take her money. I says, I'm sorry, I can't help you. There's just too much money you owe here, and there's nothing I can do about it. So I advised her to file bankruptcy. And there are clients that I get maybe once every 2 weeks or so that I advise to file bankruptcy. But if I can help you, I'm going to help you. So the way it works is I'll go ahead and when I create that account for you on the credit bureau's website and I start the process, I submit a dispute electronically. The creditors only have 30 days in which to respond back to the credit bureaus. If they don't respond back in that time, whatever I disputed is automatically deleted. So the initial process really only takes 45 days. It's not this month-long subscription that takes 6, 7, 8, 9 months. So, and also like I told you before, when I create accounts for you, I'll give you the passwords and the usernames, and you can view your credit the rest of your life without a subscription for credit monitoring. And that's also what these other credit repair companies tell you to do because they're linked up with these credit monitoring companies, which charge you $29.95 a month just to go ahead and view your scores. So you don't need that. You do not need that. So that's wasted money.
All right. And I'm a testament of what he is saying. I mean, this is the best thing that have ever happened for me. I mean, I would have paid 2,500 at the end of the month had I not come in contact with Donnie. What? Through my what? My current mortgage consultant in my arsenal, okay? For a flat fee, a flat rate. And I began to see things happening, account that I paid was still sitting on my record, but with Donnie giving them a call, I mean, with authority as well and firepower, I saw what changes happening. And so, for those of you who are perpetuating yourselves in tenancy, just making those generous contributions on a monthly basis, you call that every month. You cut that check, you call it rent, I call it generous contribution. Building generational wealth for another man. So help me understand what is stopping you from financially forward thinking. But let's look at our next slide there. Why choose what? Donnie, I mean, what makes your service different? I mean, help us understand, Donnie.
As I've been saying, it's fast results and a one-time low cost. You work with me. You don't work with an automated person, an AI generated person. I'm always available. So many of the credit repair companies, you can't get a hold of anybody. All of a sudden, you've been with them for 4 or 5 months. They don't give any results of what they've been doing, and you call them and they don't answer the phone. Or sometimes when they do answer the phone, they say, "Oh, well, we're still working on it." That's just yeah, that's just not fair. So I wish these other credit repair companies out there that are fraudulent, I wish they could be shut down. So I've been in business for 15, 16 years, and all of my clients I get are referrals and from my trusted mortgage people and my trusted real estate people. So yeah.
All right, you hear that? You call them and they tell you, I'm just working, not doing anything, but I mean, your money is being taken away. And so help me understand. Why shouldn't you go with Donnie? Give him a call today on 612-229-7648 as he clear your path to dream home and building generational wealth. So let us take a look at our next slide, Donnie, and see what finding the right solution looks like.
Yeah. So what I do is there's a lot of clients that don't have anything positive on their credit. It's all negative. So I have avenues that they can go and credit builder programs. They can open those up, and it doesn't matter what your negative information is now, is because they can get you a positive line. But I typically halfway in the process, I'll have you open those up so you can start building positive credit. That's for something that fits your goals. So everything that I do is structured strategy for each individual. Everybody's case is not the same. Everybody, person's individual credit is different. So that's where I come in.
All right, you yeah. Every credit profile is different. My credit profile can never be as yours, like the fingerprint. It's different. And Donnie has the solution. So give Donnie a call today. The credit consultant live here in studio. Give Donnie a call today on 612-229-7648 as he share how to clear the path to your dream home. So for those of you who are perpetuating yourselves in tenancy, those of you who keep making those rent checks on a monthly basis, you call it rent. I mean, it's actually a generous contribution you are making. Unfortunately, building generational wealth for another man and not you and yours. So help me understand this 2026. What is stopping you from financially forward thinking? But let us compare what Donnie Brown with the traditional credit repair and see what sets him apart. What is the distinguishing factor between Donnie and the traditional? I mean, Donnie, help us understand.
Yeah, so most of the credit repair companies out there, they generate templates. They're all AI generated dispute letters. You can't talk to anybody over the phone anymore. So they have these websites that they designed where you click in there and you click on your negative information. They're going to generate a template that was AI generated. So the problem with that is that there's a way to do a dispute. It's not AI cannot really do that specific dispute. They have to know everything contained in one trade line. They have to know when it was opened, when it was closed off or closed out, and so forth like that. That's where I come in. A lot of times the credit bureaus will just go ahead and say this is a frivolous dispute when they send in these letters, these AI generated letters, and they won't even go ahead and open a dispute on it because they know they're AI generated. They want the specific person to tell their story. Why was I late on this 30-day late payment? Why is my car repossession? Why is it reporting this dollar amount where it shouldn't be? Um, and then they, like I say, they charge a subscription and they want to keep you on the hook for as long as they can. They keep telling you, oh, wait, you know what, we're going to do a first round of disputes. And a lot of times their disputes are, this is not mine. That's how they dispute it. They say, oh, it's not, of course it's yours. That's why it's on your credit bureau. But there are instances where something on your credit bureau is not yours. So your social might be compromised with somebody else's a couple digits off, or your name variation might be the same. So there are times when, that there are stuff on your credit bureau that is not yours. It should be on somebody else's bureau. But they say, we'll do the first round now. Then we're going to do a second round. Then we're going to do a third round, and a fourth, and a fifth, and a sixth, and a seventh, and so on, to keep you paying them monthly. It does not work. So all negative items, like I said before, I dispute online. Um, then these other traditional credit repair companies, they tell you they can only so say if you had 4 or 5 or 6 items that were negative, they say, oh, you can only dispute 1 to 3 negative items at a time. That's wrong. You can dispute all your negative items at one time. Online disputes, like I stated, they're faster, they're accurate, they're trackable. I can track everything. Uh, and we've already gone over the template is slower, lost, or uncomfortable. And like I said, it can take as little as 30 days. It typically takes a little bit longer than 30 days, but I just had a client recently that I did a settlement agreement for on a charge-off. I got a letter generated. I had them email it over to him stating that this is a zero balance, and I would like this to be deleted. I went into the credit bureau's website, I uploaded the letter, and in 2 days it was taken off. So his whole process took me 4 days. I've actually, believe it or not, I've disputed something on somebody's credit bureau. It was off within 20 minutes because the credit bureaus, they can get sued as well for keeping negative information on there that is not true. So that's the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Credit bureaus have to abide by that too. It's not just the creditors. Um, I can get you a free FICO score on TransUnion, Equifax, or Experian as well.
All right, all right. I mean, I see no reason why you will be building generational wealth for another man when all of the tools are available in your arsenal, in our toolbox that we can lend to you to begin to embark on the journey of the accumulation of generational wealth through real estate. And so, for those of you who are perpetuating yourselves in tenancy, just making those generous contributions on a monthly basis that you call rent. I mean, help me understand this 2026, and we are rolling over to 2027. What is stopping you from financially forward thinking? Even myself, I've embarked on the journey, and I don't want to leave no family behind. So give me a call today at Donnie on 612-229-7648 as he share how to clear the path to your dream home. Give us a call today, but let us see what you will want to fix your credit. Donnie, why should people care about their credit score? Help me understand. I'm not mindful of the fact that those originating from Africa, like myself, had no knowledge of the importance of credit or what it was. I mean, most often than not, when people see those credit cards come in the mailbox, they think about the biblical term where manna fell from heaven. And the people on the ground, they ate it, but they were not compelled to repay those manna back. The situation flipped as they came on their side, and people will use card and forget that they even took cards. So help us understand, why should people care about their credit? Because I think America is built around credit. Help us understand, Donnie.
Well, I can tell you how many new clients I've had that got denied renting an apartment building or renting a house because of their credit score. They didn't have any evictions prior. It was just their low credit score. And the management company denies them. The landlords don't want them there because they have a low credit score. They owe people money, so they don't think they're going to get their rent. And in this country, the eviction process takes a long time. There was a client of mine that had actually got it evicted from his home. He's looking to clean up his credit. He's living in a hotel now. He was at eviction court in Hennepin County here, and there was 35 people there in the morning. And they have mornings and afternoons, and there's that many people in the afternoons too. That's how many people are getting evicted out of their homes right now because of the debt that they're incurring. With, just like William said, these credit cards, they're not coming down from heaven for you to go ahead and spend on. Especially like these young kids that turn 18 and all of a sudden they don't have any credit, but the credit card companies is going to go ahead and give them a credit card. They'll give them a $300 balance. And they say, wow, I got a credit card. Or they'll give them a $500 limit, I should say, not balance, a limit. And they're going, wow, this is like free money. And then they don't make their monthly payment. Or, the interest rates. The higher your credit score, remember this, guys, is the higher your score, the lower interest rates you pay, especially in mortgages, especially in car loans. Now, I was in the car business for 15 years as well. And I did subprime, which meant that the people that didn't have the good credit to go to Ford, GM, and so forth like that to lease or buy at a 5%, 4% rate, the subprime banks would go ahead and buy these people, but you needed a bigger down payment. And your rate was 19, 20, 25%. I've seen some people that paid 40% interest rate just so they could get this car because they needed it for work. So the higher the score, the better you're going to be in your whole walk of life. Employment. People can get turned down. A friend of mine got turned down for a job because of his credit score. So, yep, in the United States, you need a good credit score.
All right, all right. America revolves on credit score. People, you need a good credit score, even to rent. You will not believe it, even to what? To rent a room or a house, you need a credit score. I got to realize that when I came to America up in Iowa, and I was like, oh my God. So do not take it for granted. And so for those of you who are perpetuating yourselves in tenancy, just making those generous contributions on a monthly basis that you call rent. I mean, help me understand, as Donnie Brown, the credit consultant, live in studio on 612-229-7648 is our special guest, clearing the path for you to embark on their journey of generating accumulating generational wealth, clearing the path to your dream home. So help us understand. But let us what? Let us take a look at our next slide, Donnie. Help us understand. I mean, you said that credit repair should what? Put people in control. I mean, what does that mean? Help us understand.
You should be able to control your own credit, not let the credit bureaus, the creditors control it for you.
Hmm.
So as I touched on before, it's all about the Fair Credit Reporting Act. They have to report over correctly. Anybody who reports to the bureau has to report over correctly. So your credit tells a story, and unfortunately, it's probably the wrong story, and that's why we're here. So I carefully review your credit report with you, like I stated, and I'll identify all the inaccurate or unverifiable negative items, late payments, blah blah blah, that's listed on your credit report. So what we're looking for is inaccurate items, outdated items, unverifiable items, and duplicates. I've had clients that have had duplicate collections from the same company for the same debt, and that's a violation of the Fair Credit Reporting Act, Fair Debt Collection Practicing Act. So those need to be deleted, otherwise they get sued. And I have a couple attorneys. They're called consumer protection attorneys. And is what they do is they sue these collection companies and or they'll sue some creditors, but typically it's collection companies. They'll sue them and it's free. My attorneys are free because they get paid by the dollar amount that they sue them for, and then they collect on that. And my clients, if they've been violated on a collection, they can get up to $1,000 in damages. And I send many clients over to my attorney. I keep him very busy. He's also busy in other aspects of his attorney's jobs and duties. But I send him a lot of deals because they think they can get away with it. But also, the credit bureaus, they can get sued as well for keeping that on there. So when I dispute something, I dispute it in a way that tells a story and making them say, listen, but I don't say it in these words that you're going to get sued if you don't take this off. You're going to get sued if you don't report the correct dollar amount that's owed. That's what I do.
All right, all right. And what is that law that you say that is connected to the credit reporting?
Fair Credit Reporting Act. That means that anybody who reports to the credit bureaus has to report fairly.
All right, all right. For those of you who are perpetuating yourselves in tenancy, just making those what generous contribution. Join myself and our special guest in studio, Donnie Brown, the credit consultant, live at 612-229-7648 as we share how to clear your path to dream home, building generational wealth. So help me understand this 2026. But let us look at our next slide, Donnie. I mean, 5 ways to improve your credit. Can you share some simple ways people can improve their credit?
It's simple. Pay your bills on time. If you have credit cards, if you have an auto loan, if you have a mortgage, you want everything on bill pay so you don't forget to pay it that month. So, like I think I stated at the beginning of this, So many of my new clients have credit card late payments. They weren't on bill pay. Um, so what happens is they had a 30, 60-day late. And they said, well, Donnie, you know what I did? I went ahead and just paid off um, the interest on that late, which they charge you, and I made up the past due amount. So everything's fine. No, it's not. The damage has already been done. Unless the company, the credit card companies with auto pay or something, did not actually credit you with that on-time payment, then that's their fault. But this is the due diligence I was saying about moving forward with your credit and keeping it yourself updated. You update yourself all the time. Okay, I'm making these payments on time. I got this on bill pay. I can go ahead into the credit bureaus. I don't know what I owe on this card, but most people know what they owe. So just pay on time. So, and also, what makes up 35% of your credit score is utilization. So when your balance to limit is too high, it lowers your credit score. I have a client that actually had what she had was she had 8 credit cards. She had 5 negative items. They were collections. I got all the collections deleted. I didn't even have to do a settlement agreement with these companies. She was ready to buy her house then. So is what they did was they told the bureau and they sent it over to me. And so I got those collections deleted. I told her to pay her credit cards down to a certain percentage balance to limit. And because we had to repull her bureau in 30 days, otherwise it was going to expire. So is what happened was when I went back into the credit bureau's websites in 30 days to look and see if she paid those down, she actually paid them off to zero. I did a lot of work on this gal, and we became friends because of the work I did. She's a very nice woman. And I asked her, and I wasn't very nice, and I'm sorry, but I said to her, I go, what part of what I said to you did you not understand? I said I needed to pay down to this certain balance to limit percentage. She goes, well, somebody told me to pay him off. And I says, well, don't listen to somebody else. I'm the credit expert. You know better. You should have listened to me. She goes, I'm sorry. So she went and charged on all of the 8 cards. She put a balance on them. We had to wait 30 days to repull her. Her scores went up 80 points. She got her house. She got qualified. She was in her house. After she closed, she called me up and invited me over for dinner. So that's why to reviewing your credit reports all the time to check for inaccuracies and so forth. That's what I do. And then also you want to limit new card applications. Hard inquiries hurt you. They stay on for 2 years. When you have too many inquiries and you inquire to somebody, you inquire about getting something else, opening something else up, the creditors look at it and say, wait a minute, you've had 5 inquiries within the last 5 months. We're not going to lend you anything because it looks like you're fishing for something. And it looks like we're going to get defaulted on if we open up a credit card for you. So, like I say, they stand for 2 years, and when a hard inquiry comes on, they drop your score anywhere from 3 to 9 points. So yeah, you wanna not try to apply for too many things at one time.
All right, all right. And this is what they say, financial education is not taught in school. In America, comprised of what? The informed and the uninformed. The uninformed are left behind. What the informed what? Benefit from a whole lot more. So listen attentively, listen clearly as our special guest, Donnie Brown, the credit consultant, live at what? 612-229-7648. Share how to clear the path to your dream home. But let us talk about what? Late payments and their removal, okay? They are a common problem. I mean, how long can they stay on a credit report, Donnie? I mean, help us understand.
Late payments can stay on your credit report for 7 years. They impact your credit score in the first 12 months, but actually they impact your score for 13 months. And your score does not go up to where it was before you had your late payment. So what happens is you got a late payment and then you start making on-time payments for 13 months. Your score will go up, but it won't go back to its original score. So after 24 months, it usually goes up to the original score if you keep making your payments on time on that. If your other um, credit that you have, you're making payments on, you keep making on-time payments there. And can a late payment be disputed? Of course, I've already talked about that. So if it was reported inaccurately, the dates are inaccurate, the account information is inconsistent, the account does not belong to you. So yeah.
All right, all right. We are hearing it from the credit expert. And I think Donnie was ahead of the game. But, if you have more to share, I mean, help us understand. What about collection accounts?
Yeah, collection accounts, they can stay on your credit report for 7 years. The law is that after a 6 year period, from that reporting from your first delinquency date, they can't sue you after 6 years, which is a lot of collection companies, the big ones, they'll go ahead and try and frighten you and send over to their department that have attorneys there and file a lawsuit against you. A big thing is that these attorneys is what they do is they send you out a letter in the mail stating that you owe this dollar amount. You have 21 days in which to respond. A lot of people just throw that letter away. And what happens is that the attorney goes to the courts and he tells the judge they never responded within these 21 days. So they automatically get a judgment against you. They're very ruthless. So in that 6 year period, they can sue you. After the 6 year period, they can't, but they can keep it on your credit bureau for 7 years. And so that's why it needs to be addressed.
Wow, 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 wow. So let us look at our next slide, okay, and see what we have down there. Better credit can what? Open doors. I mean, what opportunities may become easier with better credit? I think you said that earlier, but if you have more, you can elaborate.
Yeah, no, I stated it earlier, home approvals, better interest rates, always. Then you're going to be allowed the premium credit cards and the premium loans with the lower interest rate. People in the 600s that maybe have a couple hiccups on their credit and they apply for a credit card, they might go ahead and approve you. But the thing is, they're only approve you for like a
Hello? Have we lost Donnie? What's going on? What's going on? Hello, hello? Hello? Hello?
Hey,
Hello?
William. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry, I got disconnected for some reason.
yeah, yeah. Thank you very much for coming back.
Yeah, sorry, I apologize.
No problem.
So yeah, on slide 16, like I stated before, your payment history is the largest single factor of your credit scoring. It's 35% of your credit scoring. So you want to make your payments on time and everything. Uh, and so if you opened up a credit card, you applied for a credit card, they gave it to you, say you got a $500 limit. Well, after 6 months, typically, of positive payments, if you pay more than your minimum payment, you keep using the card and you pay more than your minimum. If you had a $500 limit on your credit card, your minimum payment is going to be 25 bucks. So you want to pay 50, you want to pay $100. You want to keep paying, using that card and paying more because then they don't think you're living off that card. So is what they're going to do is after 6 months of doing that, they're going to raise your credit limit up. They'll raise it up to 1,000. And then all of a sudden, when you have these cards for a couple of years, you have a mortgage, or if you just even have a auto loan, something, they're going to go ahead, you apply for a credit card, another one, they're going to give you $4,000 limit, $5,000 limit. I guess I got people that, have credit limits of $20,000, $50,000 on their credit cards.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. But let us look at our next slide. Your presentation says what payment history has the greatest effect on a credit score. Can you help us understand, Donnie?
Yeah, and that's the slide I was talking about, William. I'm sorry, I must have jumped ahead. I apologize for that.
No problem.
So yeah, like I said, I just stated what this slide meant in my previous.
Okay, then let us go to our next slide. Let's talk about what can better credit help you achieve. I think you also stated this, right?
Yes, we've been talking about this the whole time. The lower interest rates, the strong loan approvals, more financial flexibility, better housing opportunities, and just improved employment opportunities. It's just it's just it's crazy how a low credit score will deny you employment, will deny you rental. It's these days and ages, that stuff happens. Um, so yeah, we need to keep our credit score high to achieve what we want.
Well, what's the mission?
The mission
Yep.
is to get rid of negative information, build positive credit lines, and continue with those.
All right, all right. For those of you
So
who are,
when I'm sorry, well, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
go ahead.
the people that are in the 800 scores, most of the time they have a multitude of things reporting on their bureaus. They have a mortgage, they have a car loan, they have credit cards, they have personal loans. Those are the people that are up in the 800 scores. The highest score you can get is 850. I've only seen a couple people with 850, but yeah, that's when you get the high scores, and people trust you. So all of a sudden, your car loan, you paid it off, you want another loan on an automobile, you're going to get this low interest rate where you're going, wow, really? It's that low? Okay.
So, Donnie, tell us, what values guide your work? Help us understand. You must have a value, right?
Well, the value is in yourself. You need to control, like I said before, you need to control your destiny. You need to control your own credit history. And you can only do that yourself. So when it's my turn and bad things happen to good people, I get it. A lot of people are afraid to even call me after after I get referred from one of my mortgage brokers or my real estate agents. They're afraid to call me because they're embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed to call me. I mean, I've seen the worst credit in the world. And like I say, that one gal that had she owed $40,000. I just advised her, you don't file bankruptcy. This is the best option for you. The only problem with filing bankruptcy is you can't purchase a home for 2 years, but all your debt's wiped out. When you're that much in the debt, you're going to be sitting there making payments to these people for the rest of your life because you don't have the $40,000 to pay off your debt. So, yeah.
Wow. Get started today. I mean, for listeners who want to learn more, I mean, how can they contact Donnie Brown? Help us understand, Donnie.
Yes, just give me a call. You can shoot me a text at the 612-229-7648 and say, Donnie, I need your help. Can you give me a call? I'll give you a call. We'll go ahead and we'll talk about your stuff, what you think you know about what's on your credit, what your goals are, what you want to do. You may not want to purchase right now. Okay, this is for long term too. So I got many clients who says, you know what, I want to purchase next year. And I say, great, we got to work on your credit now. So we'll go ahead and set up a plan for you. As William and Fola and my other mortgage people say, well, what are you doing now? A lot of people don't want to purchase right now because of the interest rates. Well, what are the interest rates? 6.34 or something right now. What are you paying for interest now? You're paying 100%. It makes no sense. The money you're spending on rent is just throwing it out the window. I know you need a place to live, but everybody that comes in the United States or even other countries, they want their dream is to own their own home. They don't want to be stuck in an apartment. You've got 3 kids, 4 kids with this noisy apartment, everybody noise till 2, 3, 4 in the morning. They want their own nice, quiet home.
Exactly.
With a fence and a yard. They can go out and mow their yard and
freedom.
Freedom. And have neighbors that
Yep.
you can get together with. You guys have a little party, once a week, and you just get together. You have food, you share food, and it's a better way of living, owning a home.
Exactly. Yep. Home brings freedom. Freedom to choose what color you want, what time to come in and out, when to have party, if to keep a pet or not, whatever you want to do that you cannot do a rental apartment. And so for those of you who are perpetuating yourselves in tenancy, just making those generous contributions on a monthly basis, I mean, help me understand this 2026. What is stopping you? But before we finish, I mean, what's your final message to our listeners, Donnie? I mean, help us understand.
Friends, just, what, if you have some credit issues that you know about, even if you don't, you just came over here from Africa, and you're not used to, having to have credit, call me. Just call me. We can talk. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost you anything for me to go into the credit bureau's websites and analyze your credit and tell you what we need to do, what our goal is. It's free.
All right. You understand? And he has a team of lawyers that you get for free. So give Donnie a call today on 612-229-7648. And let us get you over the hurdle that will see you embarking on the journey of the accumulation of generational wealth. Well, Donnie, thank you again for joining us and sharing your knowledge.
No, thanks, William, for having me. I appreciate it.
All right. And thank you to our audience, for listening. We appreciate your time and support. If you want to learn more about your credit, contact Donnie today. Give Donnie a call on 612-229-7648. The email is there as well. Remember, understand your credit, check your information, and take one step at a time toward your financial goal. Thank you, listeners. We shall see you in the next episode. And so for those of you who are perpetuating yourselves in tenancy, just making those generous contributions on a monthly basis, help me understand this 2026. What is stopping you from financially forward thinking?
Something can happen to my mind when it comes to thinking about more things.
said 19,
The 19th.
Today.
Of the
Yeah,
homesteading?
homesteading.
Yeah, yeah. You could place
Yeah,
it.
really
Do online, it's
because
very
of
easy.
tax refund now. Refund and the tax
Whatever you
refund.
want, just swing by the
12
downtown and drop it off right away. So that way you won't forget, because, you know,
Today.
of the
Yeah,
homesteading?
Homesteading.
Yeah, yeah. You could place
Yeah,
it.
really
Do online, it's
because
very
of
easy.
tax refund now. Refund and the tax
Whatever you
refund.
want, just swing by the
12
downtown and drop it off right away. So that way you won't forget, because, you know, okay, so here's your note here. Promise to pay note. Okay, and again, it shows your loan amount. New American funding. I'll give it back to you, Joyce. You wanna grab the pen right there for Joyce? Thank you. Tax, they're setting up your escrow account for 12 months as your payment ladder, your insurance up front of $4,000. I'll give it back to you, Joyce. You wanna grab the pen right there for Joyce? Thank you. Okay, so here's your note here. Promise to pay note, okay? And again, it shows your loan amount. New American funding, 19.
Yeah, something can happen to my mom when it comes to think about what he said 19,
The 19. Okay, so here's your note here. Promise to pay note, okay? And again, it shows your loan amount. New American